Hatchery was raising birds to be eaten, their meat to be eaten. Eggs come into hatcheries. They go into these sort of incubation rooms, and then there's sort of a mechanized process by which they're dumped onto a machine that separates the eggshells and the eggshell waste from the chicks themselves, and then they go through sort of a assembly line style process. This case actually started back in 2009 when a COK investigator documented shocking abuses that were forced upon newly hatched chicks and ducklings while employed at Cal-Cruz Hatcheries using a hidden camera. He witnessed and painstakingly documented miserable conditions that were forced upon thousands of these newly hatched birds. Mutilated bodies of dead or dying hatchlings that were trapped in and under the machinery that they used to process the birds. Newly hatched chicks with various injuries like open bloody wounds, skin ripped off, exposed organs, mutilated feet and legs. There was baby birds that were cruelly tossed in a bucket of liquid waste where they struggled to escape their fate of drowning. Treated like trash, buckets of unwanted hatchlings dumped into the eggshell disposal chute and forced down a clogged drain with a pole or a high-powered hose, which is the way they got rid of these birds, the way they killed the birds that they did not want. We immediately turned over the video evidence, a legal analysis, and our investigator's statement to the Santa Cruz County Animal Services Authority and the District Attorney's Office. In response, a follow-up investigation conducted by the Santa Cruz Animal Services Authority not only corroborated our evidence of abuse and neglect and recommended that charges be filed against the hatchery, but also resulted in the impoundment of 88 ducklings. And while several of these newly hatched birds were too sick or injured to survive, more than 24 of them were given a new chance at life at a nearby sanctuary. The District Attorney's Office held onto the case for several months and then in late April of 2010 officially declined to prosecute the hatchery for violations of state animal protection laws. The California animal cruelty laws protect all animals, including farmed animals. So Compassion Over Killing released this video in 2010, and after doing so, area media outlets actually interviewed the owner of the hatchery, Brian Collins, on camera. And during these interviews, he admitted that the video footage depicted his hatchery and its routine operations, and even acknowledged that some of the chicks do become injured in the processing. And he justifies these injuries in the interview by suggesting that it's acceptable since the number of birds who become injured is relatively small, although our evidence indicates a much higher number than he admits. And we teamed up with the Animal Legal Defense Fund, which is ALDF, and ALDF now represents us in the lawsuit that we just filed on January 11th over this. So the lawsuit seeks an immediate end to the abusive and neglectful practices that are causing the unnecessary suffering. In terms of their personal choices, is, opting to not support the unethical industry by choosing animal-free foods. And one way to get more information on that is to go to our website, which is tryveg.com. And at our website, you can order a free vegetarian starter kit. It has, you can get recipes, cooking tips, shopping tips, other helpful information. If people are really interested in getting even more involved, you can always go to your local restaurants, your local grocery stores, and actually ask them to carry chicken-free foods, turkey-free foods, and other meat-free, dairy-free, and egg-free foods as well in order to not support these cruel and unethical industries.